Atari! I'm using a Canon T3, which is hooked up to my computer, so I don't have... If you've ever been told about Pong, you've probably been told it's the very first video game. And that's where you're wrong. Pong was the very first commercially sold video game, as well as the reason that the video game market boomed, and led to the ultimate success of Atari. But it's not the very first video game ever. In fact, there were a few games that came out before Pong. A man named A.S. Douglas actually created the first game, which was a computerized game of tic-tac-toe. The game was actually created on a vacuum tube computer, which means it actually wasn't the very first video game. The first was actually made in 1958 and was called Tennis for Two. Then in 1962, a game called Space War came out, which was actually intended to be used for computer use. Then in 1967, a man named Ralph Baer wrote the coding for the very first game to be on a television set, which was called Chase. Basically, in conclusion, Nolan Bushnell's 1971 release of Pong wasn't the very first video game ever made. It was just the first one to be successful and the first one to be sold commercially. Now, just like last time, let's continue the discussion. Which video game or video game series do you feel is the best of all time and why? Please leave a comment in the comment section below, and be sure to read the other comments, because some people might have some good points too. Feel free to argue it out amongst yourselves. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. I was lame.